Welcome, my name is Barney Reese. I am the author of How Blessed You Are in God's Promises. Today I'm talking more about concepts of the universe. Some of you are trying to open a business and you're wondering, how can I open a business? What can I do? This is called brainstorming. So what I would recommend you do is start learning skills. Start looking at businesses to invest in, businesses to buy or to make up, or maybe you want to open a restaurant, maybe you want to open something. Look at the pros and the cons to everything, but get started doing this. Excuse me. The reason you want to do all these things, this is going to make you the best version of you. It's also going to make you excited. The more excited you get, the more things start to manifest into your life. This is a fact. Those who sit around here and do nothing and think life will just get better, it doesn't work that way. You have to invest your time and energy into what you want to happen in your life. Some of you are sitting there and saying, this stuff doesn't work. Well, I'm here to tell you it does. I have been in many different businesses. I owned a gun shop. I owned a car business. I owned a mechanic shop. Those are three that I've done. When I was younger, I sold shoes. I also sold the grit paper, made money when there was no money to be made. I've sold a little bit of everything from cars, cars, carpet, tile, vinyl, things of that nature. I've done all those things. Now, I teach you this stuff to try to make you a better version of you. Well, when you go into business, you need to understand how business works. So I recommend you read business books. Start looking at skills financially, things that you really want to do in your life. Start looking at the finances of it. Start looking at how businesses run. Start looking at how successful businesses run. Start understanding, for instance, if you was to buy a business now, and if you bought your property first and then put your building on it and paid yourself rent, did you know you'd pay less taxes than somebody who did not? Why? Because you're renting the property. You never own it. You rent it to yourself. Thus, it lowers your tax bracket. This is not fiction. This is the way things are. If you decide to pay yourself last and focus on everything like Elon Musk used to do, and then he would invest in his stocks, and he would never take any money. Then you would do all those things and the things that you want to become. Now, these are the things that you can start to do. Some of you will get into the habit of looking at something and saying, I can't do this. You have to get started. Every successful book that I have read from every successful person, from Jeff Bezos to Elon Musk to Bill Gates to McDonald's or any of them, they all got started. The reason you get started is you're not going to have all your answers. In other words, you can make all the plans you want to, but you got to take action. Law of attraction is the law of action. Do not ever forget this. Because if you don't add action, then you can't use the force of potential. You can't use the energy to manifest anything if you're not focusing on it and adding action to it. It's kind of like a fire. You can't really have a fire if you're not putting some kind of fuel to it, whether it be coal, whether it be wood, whether it be whatever. But you've got to put something to have the fire. Businesses are the same way. Now, your goal in business should be one or two things. You shouldn't focus on money so much. Why? You want to focus on your talents and things that you get to do. I'm reading a book now. It's called How to Become Your Best Brand. And what it basically is, it's telling you things about how these big companies became a brand. How they was known for all the things that they did or didn't do. Now, these are things that you can do. So, as you learn this, you're starting to learn how people brand themselves and become the best version of you. You understand that some companies focus on their behavior and they just add it to their company and make it known to people. Apple was more relaxed. Steve Jobs attitude. Facebook, kind of the same way. It's more of a relaxed atmosphere. But then certain other companies want to wear a suit and tie and look all that. I would say that would be your more or less your fancy suit companies or women's clothing or things of that nature. They would dress a certain way. The point is, it's to bring a purpose. If you're an author, you're probably going to dress more of a casual, laid back, but at the same time dressed up way. The reason you do all this, you want people to notice you. And for all you men out there, you dress for success. Think of it this way: you have 60 seconds to make an impression on a person, whether it be good or bad. Now, I've heard, never seen it myself, but people say, well, I met this person at the gym. Were they all stinky and sweaty when you met them, or were they all looking their best when you met them? These make a difference. I met this person at a restaurant. I met this person at the mall. I met this person in church, whatever the case may be. I met this person at a wine event. I met this person here. I just saw them at college and I had to go talk to them. I saw them in high school and I had to go talk to them. These are just some ways that people meet. You don't focus on how they meet, you just accept that they meet certain ways. Well, anyway, when you're focusing on business, these are the things that you do. I get contracts sometimes. When you focus on business, these are the things that you should focus on. First attempt, not fire, is financial independence, retire early. What would you do if you was rich and you could wave a pen and everything came to you magically? What would you focus on? This is what you focus on in business. Now, when you open a business and you don't have any time, time is money. But what you should be working on in a business is you should be trying to make it to where one day that you're no longer there, but your business is still running. Why? Now you can focus on growing your business. You have to have a way to scale your business. If you have a lawnmower business and you cut grass and things of that nature, then you have to have people working for you under that so that you can back away from the lawnmower business. And even though you make less money, you'll eventually scale the business and make more money than somebody that was working constantly this way. There's only 24 hours in a day, so if you're constantly working, you're going to get to a plateau and pretty much stay there. This is how they beat you in sales. This is how they beat you in commission deals, because they make so much money. This is how they beat you in even big commission, because in big commissions, they make a certain amount, and then they go on their way. And this is how they do this. So people say, well, I don't think I can do this. Well, you never will. The point is, you want to scale your businesses. You want to open something that you're passionate about. What I mean by passionate, you would do it for free until it took off. You're going to be in the grind. Now, this came from Ice Cube, like him or hate him, don't really care. But it was a very good statement. He said, you're going to grind for a minimum of 5 years. That means you're going to put everything you got into what you're doing and not make very little or very much. Over time, you're going to gain momentum and start making more and more money. Now, he was an artist, so these are things that he did. But you're going to grind for the first 5 years. Be prepared to, as Sylvester Stallone was saying, get used to eating cobwebs, because you're going to do this until you're known, until you're famous, until the things that you're trying to do. And remember, everybody's going to do it on a different path. Sometimes you're going to have people help you. Sometimes you're going to have people hinder you. You have to learn what's helping, what's not. Know this: when the universe steps in to help you, it will send other people, books, videos, things that will inspire you to be a better version of you. Now, in business, you want to focus on all that. Learn about finances. Learn about ways to get away from taxes. That means pay taxes, but pay less taxes by structuring it differently. These are things you have to do when you open a business. How many employees do you have? How much overhead are you going to have? How much products are you going to have? Are you going to order everything online? Where are you going to be getting your products? And so on and so on. Now, this was a little different than I usually do, but my main goal is to make you a better version of you. I'm a firm believer of the snowball effect. You're that small snowball at the top of the hill, and over time you gain momentum. And you work on yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, health-wise, and emotionally for the rest of your life, and you'll become the best version of you. My name is Barney Reese. Always love yourself, for you truly are well loved. Thank you so much. Goodbye.